Let's go to the phones. Nathan Ray is calling us from the UK. Hello, Nathan. Welcome to the program.
Hi. Hi, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, right. So a few years ago, I was officially the unofficial UK correspondent or whatever. So anyway, I thought I'd call in again today just to explain what was happening today with the shooting. Is that all right?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I'm not going to go into the details of the shooting, but some of your American listeners might not realize in the UK we have something called surgeries for the MPs, where the MPs are in Parliament normally Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays and at the weekend sometimes, or when Parliament's not in session, they have surgeries. They go around different towns in their constituency, and in like church halls or in libraries or in community centres, sit down and anyone.
They do town halls essentially.
No, not town halls as in the American town hall where like that's where the council meet, and this is like town halls where it's just like a sports room.
No, we call it, that's also, we use that both ways. One, a town hall, it can be an institution like the functioning at the seat of government, and it can also be just like a big meeting with constituents.
Yeah. So they don't. No. It's not. They very rarely will do a town hall meeting. It's not a town hall meeting. It's they meet one-on-one with constituencies.
Okay.
So a few years ago, I was having problems with my landlord. I went and saw my local MP. And the MP called around a few people. Well, not him, but he's one of his assistants.
I see. Okay, so they do constituent services.
Yeah, and do it. But that means that any constituency in the UK can, within like a month or two, meet with their MP. And I'm kind of quite against the constituency system that we have in the UK because it's first past the post, and I think it could be much more representational if it was like proportional representation and things. But one good thing with the constituencies is that everybody can meet their MP if they want to. And so the MPs who are ministers and who are in the cabinet will have security, but that's only a few out of the 650 other MPs around the country. All the rest they won't have security and things like that. So unfortunately, that means if somebody does want to commit violence against their MP, they're quite easy to find.
Was this violence particularly aimed at Jo Cox? Was she the intended victim? I mean, I couldn't tell from the reports that we got, and I haven't seen any reports obviously in the past hour and a half.
It's not particularly clear at the moment because obviously Jo Cox, the MP, was killed. Another man was injured, and there was a third man who was also involved. Who's probably talking to the police and things. So all that we're getting at the moment is from witnesses whose attention wasn't drawn to the beginning of the altercation. So we don't know if she was in his original target or not. But to be honest, it does seem a bit. Just the chances of her just being there while an altercation took place, while somebody had a gun and the knife, just seems just very, very remote. So it's probably that she was the intended target, and the other two people involved were trying to protect her. But that's none of that's confirmed at the moment.
And do you know her position on leaving the EU?
I presume that she'd be in. The Labour Party is Remain. We have leave and remain are the two kind of words that everyone's sick of hearing. But I would presume that she'd be Remain because she was a Labour MP, and that's their platform at the last night. So
if it was the case that the guy yelled Britain first,
Britain first is like a very, very minority party and movement in the UK. Well, mainly in England. It doesn't really have
what does it
much
mean?
In.
I mean, what does that mean when we hear that? I mean, we hear Donald Trump will say America first, but what does that mean? I mean, I imagine Britain First is would be aligned with the Leave, right? Because it's basically we don't want
Yes, definitely.
services
Yeah.
for
So
Britain.
Britain First is a political party, and they very much based around England and the Union Jack, and rule Britannia, taking our country back, that kind of thing, and so it's very, very anti-Muslim, and what's happening with the EU debate at the moment is the MPs from Leave us and Boris Johnson and the other people from the Leave campaign are saying, oh, Turkey's going to join the EU in the next few years, and they've got millions of brown-faced Muslims are going to be able to flood into the country and things like that. Those are kind of their words and sentiments, not mine, obviously.
Right.
But the fact is that Turkey won't be joining the EU anytime soon, because they have to hit certain milestones and reforms and judicial reforms and all this kind of stuff before they'd even be able to join the EU, and they're nowhere near that. So Britain First is very anti-Muslim, anti-immigrant, anti a refugee, that kind of thing.
Well, Nathan, thank you for the update. I appreciate it.
Just one thing. So moving forward, there'll be a by-election called, and the convention is in the UK, because we don't have a written constitution. This is kind of what was arranged. After an assassination or an MP's been killed, there'll be a by-election called, but there'll only be one MP put from that by Labour, and then there'll be voted in and will replace Joe Cox. So it doesn't have any kind of ongoing political impact in the House of Parliament or anything like that. That's the convention in this country.
All right.
So
thank you, Nathan.
So not quite as fun as last time when I called in about
indeed,
Cameron and his pig adventures, but there we go.
All right.
Thanks,
well, I appreciate
guys.
the call. Thanks for sorting that out for us. Hello, you. I'm Sam Seder. Looking for smart progressive talk that is occasionally amusing? Well, subscribe to our YouTube feed. Subscribe to our podcast. Like us on Facebook. And just generally enjoy us.